Tia Kemp, Cristina Mackey, Pretty V, Jazzma Kendrick, and Brianna Camille. These are just a few of the women Rick Ross has ran through.
Bestie, you came out swinging, didn't you? I mean, golly.
From the outside, he presents himself as a mogul with the world at his fingertips. But scratch the surface and you see a man who never stays still. Every time a relationship gets close to requiring depth, he swaps it out like a lease about to expire. Women come and go like limited edition sneakers with a new drop every season, while the idea of actually settling down stays permanently out of stock.
Bestie, you messy as hell. You are messy, messy, messy.
Before we go any further into this hot, stinking mess, don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of Applewood smoked bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, and butter toffee peanuts. Why would someone with Rick's level of success, security, and influence avoid the stability of a committed relationship, such as marriage? And before y'all start with,
not everybody wants to get married. Marriage is just a piece of paper. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, studies consistently show that married men tend to live longer, accumulate wealth more quickly, and perform better professionally. And why is that? It's because stability is underrated. A committed partner often acts like an anchor, keeping you grounded when your impulses want to drift. Married men statistically build more wealth because marriage reduces reckless spending and forces long-term planning. It's hard to blow a bag on a random night out when you've got someone at home asking why your checking account looks like a crime scene.
Ain't that the truth?
Additionally, married men or men in long-term committed relationships tend to appear more focused, less distracted, and more disciplined. They're not wasting energy juggling 10 different numbers in their phone or trying to keep stories straight. They channel that focus into business. That's why so many of the world's most successful moguls have long-term partners. The grind is heavy, and having a stable personal life frees up mental space to actually dominate professionally. The irony is that Rick, who prides himself on being the boss, might actually be limiting his own empire by avoiding the very structure that could make it unshakable. Instead, he indulges in an endless carousel of companionship. Some fans cheer it on, while others quietly wonder if it is a mask for deeper issues. Rick came into fame during a time when the archetype of the rap mogul was at its peak. His brand was built on an excess of expensive cars, mansions, jewelry, and of course, women. But here's the thing about using women as part of your brand. When relationships are presented as accessories, they lose their depth. They become interchangeable, like the latest watch or chain. Rick has consistently aligned himself with younger, glamorous women who fit the aesthetic. They are beautiful, but they are often presented like trophies. And once their time is up, they fade into the background like they never even existed. His relationships haven't been fairy tales either. In 2013, he and his longtime girlfriend, Shateria, were driving around Fort Lauderdale. It was 5 in the morning. And Rick was behind the wheel of his Rolls Royce when someone opened fire. Upon hearing the gunshots, Rick tried to drive away and crashed into an apartment building. Neither of them was injured. About 5 months later, their relationship came to an end.
Well, Shateria dodged a bullet. Literally. Okay.
In 2015, he was briefly engaged to Instagram model Lyra Galore. They broke up that same year, and then in 2016, she appeared on Iyanla Fix My Life and blew up his spot by sharing intimate details about their relationship. Lyra said their relationship started out great, but then he changed and started doing sneaky things behind her back.
Sneaky things like what, girl? Did he eat all the lemon pepper wings while you were sleeping? I mean, what are we talking about here?
When asked what her biggest problem was in the relationship, Lyra answered,
"What was your biggest problem in your relationship with that man?"
Being naive, listening to anything I was being told.
In 2025, he was linked to Justice J. Williams and Jazzma Kendrick. During his relationship with Jazzma, his baby mama, Tia, called him a funky fat bitch and put him on blast for dating a much younger woman. She also stated his relationship with Justice would expire by Christmas. Tia added, "He got too many children he gotta support for Christmas. She ain't gonna get nothing."
Tia crazy as She keep her foot on his big-ass neck, don't she? Sure do. In my head, we are friends. Me and Yunty, we friends. Yunty Tia.
Well, 1 week before Christmas, Justice confirmed that their relationship was over.
So Tia crazy ass was right, huh? Girl, she called it. She sure did.
In September 2025, following his breakup with Jazzma, he was spotted with a new woman, with blogs claiming she's his new flavor of the week.
I don't know, y'all. She don't really look like his type. I'm just being honest. Just being honest. I don't know what's up with that.
From a psychological standpoint, the constant changes in his dating life create an illusion of power because Rick is the one doing the choosing. That control can feel intoxicating for someone who has lived much of his life in an industry that thrives on dominance. But the trade-off is intimacy. To maintain that power dynamic, true vulnerability never enters the picture. His personal history also matters. He grew up in Mississippi and later moved to Florida, where he worked as a correctional officer before transitioning into the rap game. His rise wasn't smooth. He faced criticism, legal battles, health scares, and constant scrutiny. When you live life on the defensive, you learn to shield yourself from threats. True commitment in relationships requires dropping that shield. It requires letting someone see past the performance. That can feel like weakness to a man who has built his empire on never showing cracks. Instead of risk, Rick chooses rotation. If one woman leaves, another is already lined up. If one gets too close, he shifts focus to something new. This constant motion keeps him from ever having to face the vulnerability of true intimacy. There is another layer here, and it deals with energy. Whether you call it spiritual energy, life force, or focus, the truth is that constantly dividing your attention between multiple partners comes at a cost. Relationships, even casual ones, require time and emotional bandwidth. Rotating women in and out means Rick is constantly resetting, reintroducing himself, and managing different personalities. And that brings us to the elephant in the room: rumors about Rick's sexuality.
Golly. Here we go. Here we go.
Following a 2018 arrest, former adult performer Jonathan Oddie made allegations about Rick, Diddy, and DJ Khaled.
They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
When a public figure has rumors about their sexuality, especially in hip-hop, where masculinity is policed so heavily, one of the most common defense mechanisms is overcompensation. Instead of ignoring the whispers, they drown them out with exaggerated performances of heterosexuality. This is why some think that Rick's constant rotation of women, making every relationship public and rarely committing, is nothing but an act. Of course, we're unable to confirm this allegation. Whether or not there is truth to the rumors is almost irrelevant. The fact that they exist highlights a bigger issue. Rick's personal life is confusing to the public because it does not align with the natural trajectory most expect. As of this video, he's 49, and with his wealth, people anticipate stability, perhaps marriage, and certainly a family foundation. His refusal to conform fuels speculation. It also raises questions about authenticity. Is Rick truly the boss he presents himself to be, or is it all a performance to mask inner conflict? As he approaches an age where indulgence begins to lose its shine, men often face two paths. One is to double down on the high life, trying to outrun aging by pursuing younger partners and larger displays of wealth. The other is to confront the fear of vulnerability and attempt a real connection. Rick appears to be on the first path, but the question remains how long he can sustain it. In the end, it's not the cars, the mansions, or even the women that define a man's legacy. It's who stands beside you when your body betrays you, when the applause dies down, and when the silence is louder than the music ever was. Nonetheless, we wish Rick and his endless stream of women nothing but the best.
Bestie, you messy as hell. You know that, right? You couldn't just end that on a high note. You had to just dip down in hell, put your pinky toe in hell, and then come back up before you wrap this thing up. Okay, girl. In the stream of women. Well, where is the lie, though? Where is the lie?
Mm-mm.